Doopy doopy doo. Right then, adverts finished. Let's go. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to round 7 of... Oh, that's wet. Round 7 in assist here for season 10. And we've got a full grid, ladies and gentlemen. And it's very wet. So this will be a good watch, I reckon, for this Q1 session. It's just me. Just me today. I think Snacks was hopefully going to be here, but he is absolutely shattered after coaching people, I believe, table tennis. So, fair dues. He is a tired man. Don't blame him, to be honest. Wet to dry race, says Socks. So this will be a good one. Got a few people in chat at the moment. Got Nico, got Socks, beautiful. And we got a Red Bull out on track. Got a few extra reserves today, I believe. I believe one of them is E69 down here. KMK raced last week, so that's fine. Got Josh returning this week. So should be good. Oh, so we've got a smaller racing. And is this Smaller's first race this season? I don't actually know. I'm going to quickly fact check that one. Doopy-doo-doo-doo. Fact checking. Oh, he's raced twice. My bad. So let's find this Red Bull of Jack. There he is. Obviously, with his Q1 session, we lose in the bottom 5. No idea what the weather's doing in qualifying. But I imagine we'll see people circulate for a little while before we start to get a picture of who's going to be in that bottom 5 come the end of Q1. Yeah, as I say, it's just me, so we can, in this first 18 minutes, we can get, I don't know, I could be your therapist. Just figure out what's going on. I'm on board with the Red Bull. Hello from the frigid land. Hello, John. Is it cold? Just got back, not driven since Monday. Completely changed wheel settings on the Saturday. Not done a lap with no line. Now it's raining. Just give up and go, I guess, then retire in the pits if it's a disaster. Says Josh. This track is not too bad, both in the wet and no line. Obviously, we decided to neuter Josh a little bit because it seemed like a potential for him to run away with the championship. So to spice up a little bit, we've suggested him to go no line because he's done it before. We know he can do it. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting one for him. Please be my therapist to deal with the cold weather. Well, as Englishman with cheese, it's very good. What's the weather like next week, actually? Need to figure this out. What's the weather saying next week? 13 degrees. I don't know what. Oh, that's not updated. Never mind. 12 degrees tomorrow. December. Bloody hell. Right. Line back on then. Nah. Anyway, first lap of this Q1 session with Jack. What's this going to be? No idea what the lap times will be so far. 14.6 kicks us off. I live in Q3 when it was wet in NA. I believe pole was a high 11, I believe. I could be wrong. Basically, pouring down with rain, windy, and it's only 3 degrees Celsius. Oh, that's nice. That's lovely. Nico goes into the 13s. We've got Chipmunk. We know he's very quick, and I'm thinking Chipmunk could be one to watch today, judging off of time trial. But obviously that means next to nothing time trial on this game. Even less so than normal. I'm not built for this kind of weather. I don't think anyone is. But there we go. Chipmunk goes fastest. Well, I've got a little bit of a slipstream to the line from Tacit. So that might help. So, I want to keep an eye on. We've got smaller as well. Up to the line he goes. P4, splitting with 2 Red Bulls. And there's a... Oh, holy train. What's going on here? There's everyone there. Oh, that's all sorts of fun. Socks keeping out the way of 2 Alpines. And I believe that's Nico. A Red Bull. Steaming him. Was that KMK? Yes, it was. Go on, John. Is the weather similar to what we're seeing on screen now? Because this is... I'm going to say this is British weather, even though it's Austria, but picking up what I'm putting down. Of course, the one time I work, it's a full grid again. Yes, it is. Okay, yeah. This is the weather that John's experiencing right now. Yellow sector 1. I don't know if KMK is pushing. Yes, he is. In that case, I'm not sure as to why, because that Alpine really needs to get out of the way. And that will be Corgi. Needs to get out of the way. Yeah, that's not great, is it? Yeah, now he's noticed, but just at the start of that Corgi. That's not what you're meant to do. Because now, hang on, has he invalidated his lap? No, he hasn't. Okay, he's got away with that one. Who's come up to be a money game? Let's go on with money game. Been one of the standout drivers, I'd say. Only started racing recently, and yet his first 2 results in NA, I believe, were top 4s. I could be wrong on that. We know he's quick, but I'm curious to see what he can do here as Nico again goes quickest. See what Chipmunk can do around the last corner up to the line now. Isn't actually on a lap. That might have been a cooldown. Just had to... Oh dear. That's tough to hear. Good middle sector from Money Game. Yeah, E69 is racing. I believe it's just one of those ones where he wasn't really doing much. And he's just like, yeah, I'll race, why not? And it means we've got a full grid. Which is all sorts of fun. A track which is really good for racing. The Money Game goes P2. I want to see what Chipmunk's doing. He's pitting. That's what's happening there. There's a very pink helmet on E69. As Jack goes P4. That's not bad. I think the track is drying out. So we'll probably get a dry end of Q2. I think Q3 will be dry as well. McLaren dives into the pits. I believe, who was that who shot up? I don't know. Oh, not a good line for the last corner. Bit of a slide there. Still improves his time. Might have got away with that one. Is that Alex starting a lap? Yes, he is. Let's see if he invalidates. Let's have a look. Only 3 invalidations so far. You're not fair dues. This track being a popular one for track limits, let's say. Easy to go off. Not that committed is Alex through there. Let's go on board, see if we can give him some coaching here. Going into turn 4. Doesn't use all the road, but you don't really want to risk it. A bit earlier on Frostwood, perhaps, maybe. Yeah, you can see the track's drying out a lot. And he's very careful through here. Not wringing the neck of the cars he really should be doing. He needs to understand and just needs to grasp the fact that the car will stick. It can stick. You don't want it to slide out, but at the moment you can see he's just losing too much time in the middle phase of the corner. Running wide a little bit. It's TSV track limit, so we're going to get a time on the board for Alex. It goes P17. What's Josh doing? I believe he's just chugging around at the moment. Trying to get a race run. Hopefully he's not holding up the Alpine. Is that Steely? Ah, Alpines are not having a good time at those last two corners. One getting blocked, one doing the blocking. Up to P8 though. Goes Steely. Oh, Aiden's in P3. I missed that. And Cal goes quickest. I didn't miss that one. By 0.003 of a second. And then Money Game goes quickest. Okay, yeah. You can see the track's definitely drying now. But we've got the top three separated by less than a tenth. Also, let's update you with championship standings. That being the top four. That's the weather app. I don't want that. Let's there we go. Top four separated by 15 points. We've got Nico, then Sox, then Josh, then Cal. Also, since the last stream you did was before PMR release, you could tell everyone how depressed we are. Ah, yes. You may remember last Sunday. I think me and Josh might have mentioned it on stream. PMR, Project Motor Racing. How we were looking forward to that. In case you've been living under a rock. That game flopped. Which was suboptimal, I would say. Massive disappointment. So yeah, you're going to see me and John on the F1 game for a bit longer. Unless they can really get their act together. But to be honest, I don't see that happening. What was it? 60 quid? The base model? The base game was. Not the one I bought. That pure laziness and spite, I just can't be asked getting a refund. So, the game, if they can improve it to where it's probably worth something. But you know what, it's like, eh. You win some, you lose some in that case, I reckon. Well, the fact is, they've done 2 patches and the game's not even been out for a week yet. I gave it a brief go. But I didn't really notice that much. It still doesn't turn. But at least it doesn't feel like it's crabbing as much. You can actually use some of the power, so it's not too bad as Aiden goes fast. So Sherman, hello. That's a surprise. Shermanator goes fastest. By 0.4 as well. Is it... There's no rain anymore, so this could be last across the line goes through. I've no idea what the time is left in the session because there's a Red Bull of Wizard. No, Red Bull of... Ah, there we go. We're going to see the times flurrying in thick and fast now. Console sim racing is a constant L at this point. The amount of jealousy I have is of people playing like LMU on PC. That's tough. Oh god, this is going to be yeah. So yeah, we've got another year, boys and girls, until there's potential for another good sim on console. But you know, well, look, can you give us an ETA when you go into PC so we can tell you to bugger off? Let's get the tyres going now. Actually, don't need you on a PC. Don't need you at that extra pace. You can bugger off to iRacing for all I care. Christmas? Oh god. Make sure no one adds him on PC so we can't add him to lobbies. We don't need him anymore. Oh, socks, that's not what you want to be doing. I still have access to F1 and now you see that's fine. That's fine. I don't want you racing on PC though with us. Oh, socks, you really don't want to be doing that. Right, okay. So this is where fun begins. We've got 5 minutes left. Track's drying. Track limits are fun around here. We could see a big shock in Q1. Now let him race, but if he doesn't win on the PC, the roasting we could do. This is a good point. This is a very good point. Oh no, the hacking allegations we could throw just for fun. My god. Rightfully so. Is anyone on softs yet? Money Game's out on track on softs, but he has invalidated. That's been caught out with grip, I think, at turn 1. We've got Marlboro. He's on a lap. Let's not go on board. I feel like I've gone on board on a lot of this Q1 session. We'll save it for now. See what the Ferrari could do. 16.7. It's obviously going to go fastest. Because we've got DRS going now. You got gifted because of the 3 seconds I got. Well, I don't. Well, I mean, I didn't get 3 second track limits and you did. So, who's the real winner there? Why don't you put that in your pipe and smoke it? Yeah. Anyway. Into Sector 2 now. Goes the Ferrari. But just about as wobbly as the Ferrari in real life at the moment. Not ideal. Still goes purple. Obvious reasons. Yeah, don't go off track. See, he knows. Be faster than me on pace, then we start talking. I don't know, boss. Very loose rear end on that Ferrari. Still obviously going to go fastest. But is that going to be enough? Probably not. As you can see, Richie goes a second quicker. Actually, 1.2 seconds quicker. Money Game, I don't know what Money Game's doing. I keep flicking to him thinking he's going to be on a lap, but he's just not. Padge has invalidated. Okay. Oh, that's tough to see. Alex is starting a lap. We've got Corgi as well. Corgi 16-1. First sector. Oh god, there's so many cars in close proximity. I can't figure out who's where. Hello? Our championship leader Nico appears to have done a massive whoopsie here. He's gone out on inters again. So Nico is going to be out in Q1. Marlboro goes quickest, so he did a double push. When a game started, I've lost track who was on a lap. Alex was. And who else? Oh, Corgi was as well. And that is not the line. A lot of people are doing that. Still goes P2. What's Alex going to do? Might go fastest. Does go fastest into the 5s now. Camille's on a lap. Padge is on a lap. There's a lot of traffic. Padge's going to have to flick his way through there. That was tough. Should be okay. Distance slipstream for the McLaren man. This will be his last lap. Goes fastest for times of plummeting. Tasset's gone purple. He's 69. Trying to figure out who's where. Nico, I've no idea what he's doing. He's definitely going to be out. Oh god. Everyone's everywhere. I don't know what's happening anymore. Right, okay. Corgi's down. Richie, let's just see what you're doing. But it looks like our championship leader is going to be out in Q1. Emil goes quickest. Who's going to be the first person to break into the 4s this session? Evening, Ethan. Oh, Richie! Never see... Oh, and Corgi's crashed, I think. No? No, that was the pit lane. My bad. KMK goes first person into the 4s. Sox then blitzes it, goes into the mid 4s. That means Nico. I want to watch this. See if he can somehow... Because Aiden's in the pit. Hold on a minute. Aiden's in the pits. Smaller... Okay, Nico goes P12. Drops to P13 immediately. Chipmunk's going to go up to P2, so he's going to be safe. Josh now. Championship contender. Currently P3 in the championship. Goes up to P8. That puts Nico out of qualifying. When a game goes quickest, smaller. Last one in the bottom 5 is going to be Smaller or Corgi. That's an awkward household. Smaller or Corgi is going to be out of his Q1. Corgi retired in the pits. Maybe he invalidated his lap. So smaller up to the line. Goes P5. Corgi's out. So that's a shock. So we've got Aiden, who we know is quick, currently starting last. Sherman, once upon a time, was fastest in this session, is P19. Nico, with a special Austria tribute helmet for this race, forgot to change tyres and is out in Q1. That is... He's taken inspiration from the McLaren strategy team today. Because that is... I've never seen that before. Richie, with an unfortunate spin, probably could have gone through if it weren't for that spin of second to last. Selected softs. You sure? Did you select it too early? Did you select the softs too early and then it just put you back on the recommended tyre? You didn't realise. Because that can happen. So, interesting one. So we've got Money Game fastest. We've got Cal P2, Chipmunk P3 with his Q1 session. This is... I'm sensing lots of twists and turns in this championship. We're about halfway through. Halfway through this season. This is... Wait, maths. Hold on. Wait, how many races is this season? I need to check. Yeah, 40. This is round 7. Yeah, we're halfway through. Pretty much. And there is no clear leader at the moment. Because people keep making mistakes. Obviously, we've nerfed Josh a little bit. Nico's never going to ask me to work again. And with the way that Q1 session panned out, I have no idea who's going to be in this Q3 fight. We've got E69 out first, an unsafe release from Chipmunk there. I work on this man is out in Q1. I feel like there's going to be a few outliers in this. At least I can learn shifting now without it mattering. That's true. That's the thing. When you've had an unfortunate result like that, it's better to learn from the mistakes. I say learn from the mistakes, but see what other people are doing and see what you can learn from them. It's just, there's always things to improve. There are always things that other people are doing that are better than what you're doing. And for example, you're using shifting. There you go. You can use this Q2 and Q3 session. See what you can do. Cal, Josh, Chipmunk, Socks, Mills, DD, KMK, Money Game, Jack will be Q3. Sorry, you're the one talking about bottling. Is this me? Oh, speaking of bottling, E69 appears to have invalidated. That is suboptimal for the Southman. So we'll go on board with Money Game. This is directed to Socks. Okay, fine. Cool. I was going to say, I haven't done too many bottles recently. I can't think of many. That word scares me, yeah. Josh says he'll be scared to get to Q3. I'll be honest, Josh. You should be okay. Knowing your natural pace and knowing what this track is like, you should be fine getting to Q3. See what Money Game could do. I think Money Game is possibly the first driver today to properly be cementing himself for the podium or for the win today. You know how quick he is. Seems to be a strong track for him. Let's see what other drivers like Cal, Chipmunk, who else? Smaller maybe. Emil's quick. KMK is also quick. We'll see what he can do. But as it stands, half a second. Willow says that's good for Q2. I'm inclined to agree, I'd say. I would see what we did on NA. On NA? In NA. But our session was... I believe Q2 was soggy. I could be wrong. I'll have to fact check that one. Hold on. Oh no, it was raining at the end. No, it started raining at the start of the session. My bad. In Q1, this is Q1, so... Anyway, Sox has gone P3. Steely P5. Marlboro there. What's KMK? He's starting a lap. There's a Williams. Smaller starting. E69. Don't know what he's doing. Trying to find a car is annoying. That's the car without a front wing. That's it. Care to explain what's happened there? I imagine that's a whoopsie out of turn 2. Oh, of course. Let's go with Cal. See what he can do. Goes 80% up the hill before turn 1. Just after the 80. Flicks it in. Doesn't take too much of the inside curb. Very smooth though. Burns battery. How much is he going to burn? You can burn a lot of battery on this track. On your lap. 15.7. Sector 1. Second gear out of turn 2. I'm going to call it turn 2 because that kink on the straight isn't a corner, is it? So up to turn 3 we go now. Just at 100. Doesn't use the road. Doesn't use the entry curb on the left. Can't get away with it. But chooses against it. Through the double left or the first of the lefts. Burns battery in the middle. Downshifts to 5th. Through the second part. It's going to be okay for battery. As I say, a lot of battery usage around here. What's the last 2 corners looking like? Decent through there. As perfect as you'd like through the last corner. Is this a good lap? It's fast, this is what it is. Happy we caught that. For people having adverts, I will answer that question in 3, 2, 1. Right, the adverts ended on my end. So, there we go. I think Nico... Not Nico. I think Willow's talking about real life. Ethan's talking about the game. We'll talk about life. Evening, Rids. How you do? How's life been treating you? Anyway, to answer Willow's question. I'm presuming he's on about real life regarding Abu Dhabi. Realistically, I do think it's Norris's to win. I feel like he's got enough of a buffer. I can't see him finishing lower than... I can see him on the podium, regardless of what happens. Because the McLaren pace at that track will be rapid. Because where's the McLaren excel? Medium to high speed corners. What's Abu Dhabi got a lot of? Medium to high speed corners. It's a lot quicker than it used to be, that track. So, I do think Norris will have it. I think it would have been a lot more interesting if McLaren split the strategies today. For those who didn't see the race today, McLaren got it completely wrong with the strategy. Should have split them at least. Maybe give Oscar, I'll say, the more logical strategy of pitting, maybe? Because Norris running P3 at the time, what was there to lose? I think it made sense for Norris to stay out, maybe? I don't know. Well, obviously, evidently it didn't. Because the strategy they did was wrong. But if they did the right strategy for Oscar, who would have won the race, and if Antonelli didn't have his whoopsie of a lap to go, then that would have made it a lot more interesting, and I think it would have made Abu Dhabi really close. But as it stands, I think Norris will have it. And regarding Ethan's thing in the game for Abu Dhabi, because we will have Abu Dhabi last week, me and my time machine, next week. It provided 3 really good races last season. So I'm hoping for that again. while I've been yapping, we've got a Ferrari of Marlboro come up to the line. Is it going to improve? Up to P5. Nicely out of the way. I didn't even know that. I didn't know that road was there. So then, let's have a look at Padge. In Sector 3 we go. With the McLaren man. On board, he does actually use the curb. That's one is a risk. That curb is a risk. You can use it, but it's not very comfortable. We've got Josh just doing some practice laps. Marlboro's been on good form recently. Yeah, he has, to be fair. Only games on this. I don't know what... He's gone out on inters. I don't know why he's done that. So, if someone wants to feel free to report that, you have stream footage. Here we go. Because we are not meant to be doing that. And I believe Money Game's done this before. Pro did of me. Now the difference is, the game bugged for you. He's chosen to do that. And the fact he's doing a lap as well. I think the streamer can, but I know drivers can as well. But when it's matters like this, you can use stream footage as well. I mean, when it's clear cut like this, anyone can report this. So there we are. Nico, if you want something to do, I'd be watching his lap. Is anyone else on a lap? E69 is invalidated. Emil's half second up. Where's he going to go? Up to P9. Only gains one place. I couldn't care less. Well, that's not the attitude. When did Steely go P4? I missed that. I'll be seeing that lap. I'm missing lots of things because you are correct. Jack has gone P3. Hopefully. I mean, that should see him through to Q3. It's going to be close. And he has retired early. He's touring, if you know... Oh, God. Not that again. Oh, dearie me. That's just a bad memory. Let's not talk about that. Why am I not allowed to go on into... It's when the session is dry. Going out on inters is just not correct. Because it's not something you would see in real life. And the fact of this session, this Q2 session started dry. It remained dry. There was no inters in this session. It feels like... Well, no, it doesn't, does it? There's no inters poll here, lad. Yeah, keep it realistic even though the game isn't. That's the way. What if this is better than what Padge's initial lap was? I believe the last time his middle sector split was a 45-0. He just had a 44-8. Chucks in, keeps it within the lines this time. A little bit of a four-wheel slide in the last corner. Where will this put Padge? Up to P6. And I'll tell you what, I've only just noticed how close P6 down to P10 actually is. It's about a tenth and a half. Actually, not even that. Actually, yeah, it is, yeah. Math is not mathing, boys and girls. See what Alex can do. See if he can find his way into... Oh, 3/10 improvement. So he's on a good charge at the moment. See if he can find his way into the top 10. He's using a lot of battery. That is true. End of the middle sector. Where's he going? He's about 6/10 off of Padge. So he's on for about 5.1, which should put him actually just P11. So he needs to find a bit more time through here. Who shot up? I don't know. I don't know. I'm blind. Someone changed. Oh, unfortunately Alex did lose time in that sector 3, so I think that'll be him out. 1 minute to go. Tasset is probably going to get another lap in, but he won't have the fuel, so that'll be Tasset out as well. Fortunately, P11 for him as it stands. E69. See if he can find some extra time. He's going to need 6/10. And with an entry like that into turn 4, it didn't look pretty. Hoping that work ends in the next 30 minutes so I can co-commentate. See what happens, I suppose. Right, I believe that E69 is about a 10th off what Padge did in the middle sector split. So there is no space for him there at all as Money Game goes fastest. I'm surprised if he has many tyres left into Q3. Where does E69 go? P9, and actually matches what KMK's done. But KMK is flying. He's only half a second up. So he's going to go well into the top 3, which is where Chipmunk has just cemented himself. Goes P3. Smaller goes up to P4. Looks like Jack might be okay into this Q3 session. His teammate just pips him. Sox P8. That's not completely safe. Emil, ooh, does he get held up by... That was Josh. So Josh is out in Q3. In Q2. Won't make Q3. Padge is currently P10. And he's through. So everyone who did the 4.6, that entire club, if you didn't improve, they're out. Padge made his way through. Emil's through. Sox is through. Jack, P6. In that Q2 session. Well done, my friend. But yeah, we've got Money Game quickest by only half a tenth between him and Cal. That's roughly the same gap I believe it was in Q1. So, could be onto something here. For legal reasons, I want to watch that. Right, so that's Money Game. Fastest up. Was he fastest in Q1? I can't even remember. Yeah, Money Game, the penalty will be in for the next race you do in this tier. And I believe it's only if this is your first offence, I believe it's a warning, but I can't actually remember if you've done it before or not. So it's only a 5 seconds, I believe. Jack redeemed himself from Vegas qualifying from going from P1 to P11. That's true. It's my first offence specifically in assisted. It's your first offence in assisted, but it's not your first offence in the league. I believe that's how it works. I presume. I could be wrong because I am an idiot. So I don't know. I have to fact check that one. Oh, wrong button. There we go. Now it's rather cloudy. There won't be rain effectors, so that's fine. Oh, you've not done it in another. Oh, okay. Because if you've not done it before, then it will be just a warning. Because if you haven't done it, if it's let me try that again. If that's your first time going out on track on inters when it's incorrect, then it's just a warning. Deflated is a where I can't say no. I mean, you're not wrong, to be honest. Yeah, first offence is a warning, so you'll be fine. And judging by, given what Nico said in chat, rain at the end, and everyone's gone out fairly quickly here, this could be a very mixed up grid. We've got Chipmunk first. We'll keep an eye on this. Everyone's out because of rain. And then we've got Cow back off a little bit. So let's see. Third gear for Chipmunk. And that's an invalidation. So we'll go off board with him. Not at it. Oh, he's obliterated the crypto board. Oh dear. So it's going to be smaller. First one, 15.7. 15.8 for Jack. So smaller, about a tenth up on the Red Bull. Just remember, we've been lied to before. This is a good point. We have been lied to. But judging by the fact that everyone's gone out, I feel like we're not being lied to on this occasion. That yellow flag is currently still for Chipmunk. I have no idea if other people have invalidated as of yet. Let's go on board with smaller. With the last two corners. What does he do? 8th gear. Down to 7th. Flicks it in. Not that committed. Understeers a little bit in that last corner. And a 4.1. Not the fastest time we've seen today. But it could be crucial. Jack, 3/10 off. KMK's made a mistake in there somewhere. Cow's 4-0. Socks identical lap time. Emil goes fastest. Money Game goes then 3/10 ahead of them. The fact that Socks and Cow have done identical lap times one after the other is quite hilarious. So yeah, that is the pace that Money Game has shown. He's put 3/10 on them in a lap when it could really matter. $15.7 for Chipmunk, but he's going to have a lot of traffic to deal with now. Those two, the Haas and the Williams, get nicely out of the way. And I believe the Aston Martin of, who's that? That'll be Emil. We'll go out of the way. Yeah, he's getting out of the way now. What can Chipmunk do? 44.5 middle sector split. No idea how that compares to Money Game P1. We know Chipmunk is quick, and he is a contender for pole position, or at least a front row. We'll see what happens. Oh, a little bit of a wobble there. Through second to last corner. Last corner just within track limits. Fastest? No, it's not. And it's not. It's top 5. Lost time in there somewhere. And KMK up to the line. Where does he go? Only in front of his teammate. Oh, Money Game's going again. He had a lot of fuel on board. And he goes slightly quicker. Well, this is interesting. We might have found a really strong track for Money Game. And it's a second through there. That's an interesting one. Using a hot lap as well. Seeing lots of different techniques here. Let's see what it translates to in terms of lap time. Interestingly, about the same as where Chipmunk was. So Chipmunk was 4/10 in sector 3 in that slide. What does Money Game do? Jack has retired in the pits for whatever reason. Money Game had a shocker of a last sector. Don't know what happened there. It didn't look too bad. Padge is also retired. It's not raining yet. KMK's also retired. I don't know why people are retiring. It's not raining yet, is it? Oh, yes, it is. It's just started. So, I would imagine that is that. See if there's any time that Cal can find. I mean, half a tenth, and he's on the front row. It's only just started raining. It is very light. So it might not affect the cars for a little while. We'll find out, I suppose. If he can do a monster first sector, he might be okay, but I doubt it. Let's find out. Maybe there's a little bit more battery. What's the grip saying in turn 1? Not bad. Migrating host has called his left for session. I'll invite him in a minute. If anyone else hasn't already. And 3/10 improvement sector 1. Hold on a minute. Very committed in turn 2. Not an ideal run through there though. So hold on a minute. While people are retiring from session, that 3/10 buffer. But buffer? I can't speak. That 3/10 buffer that Cal might have just found might be enough to put him onto the front row here. It does look like the grip has faded a little bit. What's the time saying? Oh, he's lost all of it. Yeah, the grip's gone. That's a shame. And that proves how much potential there was in that. Yeah, that's a shame. I want to see what the sector time was looking like. Yeah, fastest first sector out of anyone. Let's see. We're going to have people try it. Yeah, Smaller's given up on that. So that is your top 3. And unfortunately for Socks and Cal, well, mainly for Cal, I'm an idiot. For Socks, they've done identical times. But because Cal did his about 2 seconds before Socks did, he's got P3. So yeah. Interesting one, that. Yeah, so if Chipmunk and Money Game, if you want to retire from session because no one's beating your times. So yeah, that is Money Game on pole. So just waiting for... Oh, Corky left again. Did not even realise. Yeah, Socks, if you want to retire, you know the rules. Oh, we can't actually retire now because he's been wheeled into the garage. Because... Oh, now my controller's going mental because it's decided that... It does that when someone's getting wheeled into the garage. My controller just goes mental. No idea why. So yeah, Socks, if you could retire, please. And thank you. You can hear that? Oh, okay. Does it in the pit stop as well? It doesn't for me. So yeah, that is Money Game on pole position. Emil, front row. I'm going to say that was unlikely. I don't think that was on the cards for anyone. That was not on anyone's bingo cards, I'd say. P3 and P4, Cow and Socks, 2 championship contenders, separated by nothing on their lap. Chipmunk P5, Smaller P6, Steely P7, and then Padge, KMK, and Jack for 2 Red Bulls, rounding out the top 10. Got a 5-minute break now, so what time are we going? We're going at 21. Lovely jubbly. Yeah, 37th is just under a tenth is crazy. My controller batteries are low. That's fun. It should last the race. And my wheel's not plugged in, so that's good. Bottom three don't show tyres. What the hell? I don't know why that was, to be honest. Right, so obviously what we can do this because there's no tyre strategy at the moment. So, for people who missed it, here is your grid. Current championship leader Nico. Out in Q1 after, don't know if it was a glitch or just a miscommunication or whatever. Regardless, he went out on the wrong tyres. Track dried out. He went out on inters and was P18 at the flag. Other championship contender Josh, not in the rhythm at the moment. Currently P15, so we can do from there. Other championship contenders, we've got Cal, who's currently 4th in the standings. P3. Socks, who's P2, is starting P4. What's the chat say? What's the assist teacher? That's YouTube. I don't want that. My phone's on 30%. That is suboptimal, isn't it? Let's have a go. Rain is Padge's kryptonite. Okay. I can't repeat that on stream. I could go faster, but messed up on the corner at turn 3 and lost 2/10. Damn. To be fair, if Nico's in McLaren, so strategy and quality makes sense. See, exactly. I feel like it's written in this game that McLaren strategies are just poo. Did you drop something? That was my phone on my desk. If I dropped something, you would hear me say, for example, hold on. I dropped my phone. There you go. See? So, let's have a look. What's the, let's have a look for constructors. I have no idea about, I check for drivers, but I don't check for constructors. Let's have a look. It's in the script, Nico, and you will like... Yeah, see? It's in the script. Going to be putting on a show today, hopefully, says Chipmunk. That'll be good. It'll be a good one. Currently, McLaren lead the constructors. 10 points ahead of Mercedes. 149 to 139. Then we've got RB, 122. 2 points ahead of Williams on 120. Oh, further down, actually. Alpine and Haas separated by 1 point. That's an interesting one. Let us see. Meanwhile, just right, P5 in the championship, Jordy B, he's not racing today, so Chipmunk is probably going to move into P5. He'll stay there no matter where he finishes. If he wins and everyone else in front of him doesn't score, he will still be P5 in the championship. Marlboro P7, 14 points back. There's a little scrap there, a little ding dong in the lower reaches of the top 10. Gonna have some nice straight line speed, says Chipmunk. I dread to think what his wings are. No, we're not calling him Willow a goat. That's just unwarranted. That's just not true. I'm refusing that. Right, should be going any moment now, which is beautiful. I've no idea who the host of this game is now, because it was Corgi and now he's not. I'm just going to burst the ERS on the straight because I got a corner set up. Oh, okay. So Money Game's got higher wings. Oh, okay. So we could see something different here. No, that's me. Is John self-proclaiming himself to be the GOAT? That is just not GOAT behaviour. That is big headism. That's what I'm calling that. 24, 22 wings. That is very understeery, that setup. Oh my. We'll be good in the wet though. So here we go. Formation lap. Let's bring up, not those, I always do that. Lap data I want tyres. Sorry, I rebooted myself. What did I miss? Yeah, that wasn't John. That was John with ego, saying he was GOAT. That was not nice. Oh, there's all sorts of what's going on back here. Oh, but a laggy Marlboro, I think, is what we're missing there. I have no idea what's going on back here. We'll just pretend it didn't happen. We'll just ignore what's going on back there because I don't like it. Very sideways from Emil. I think you can say, actually you could definitely say this is a mixed up grid. Aiden's been disqualified. Hello? No, it's... okay. Maybe executed it in a certain way. Oh, lots of people have been disqualified. Okay, so there's been a bump in there somewhere. But all of them didn't get disqualified at the same time, so I have no idea what's going on. Well, I don't know what I've missed there. We've got money get... Hello? Emil, where are you going, boss? That's not the racing line. So this has probably been one of the more interesting and chaotic formation laps. I believe that's Corgi's AI causing issues back there. And, oh my god, this is mental. That's Socks lining up on the grid already. Was that Socks? I lost. No. No, that's smaller. What the hell? He didn't even get disqualified. How did he just get there? I'm so confused. This is all too much for my little brain to handle. We've only just had the formation lap. Anyway, no one's been disqualified parking, so that's all fine and dandy. As we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on. And we're off in round 7 in Austria. Decent start from Cal. Much better start than Emil. He's going to try and split the middle. Higher wing set up on the Haas that we know. Why have I in game chat? Hello. Everyone who can hear me in there. Hello. I'll sort that in a minute. Chat's gone backwards. Not ideal. He's lost a place. But at the moment, seems quite sensible. Emil's going side by side. Lovely jubbly. Swapping changes. Josh has gained 3 places. Nico's gained a few as well. And quickly... Right, I've started a party so no one else can hear this. I don't know why he just kicked me out of a party. Well done, Xbox. Anyway. Things have happened on lap 1. Let's have a look. We know that Onigame's going to try and bolt on this first lap. I can't find the right thing at all. Right, biggest gain on that first lap is actually Nico, who's just made a move on Josh, up 6 places. Then Sherman and Aiden made it up 5 on this first lap. Money game, fastest lap, obviously. So let's see what these higher wings are saying. Right on board with the Haas. Looks backwards, burning battery. You can see Mercedes is catching, and I think Chipmunk is catching the pair of them in a straight line. And this being a wet to dry race, that could pay dividends later on when the DRS is enabled. As it stands, it's just about hanging on. Also, Socks has gone backwards, dropped the place to smaller. Cal, that's not the line you want to be taking, I don't... Actually, that was deceptive. Might be similar to in Brazil. True, very true. We've got a top 6. We've got... Oh, hello. E69 and Nico side by side. Nico's not wasting any time. Is there wing damage on the sail? But yes, there is. They're still going side by side. As E69 lets him through? Yes, he does. Is that a Sauber in the pit lane? No. Not at the moment. They're both off. Josh behind is off. A flurry of fastest laps there for the top 4. Yellow in sector 3. That's Tacit. Has he spun? He has spun. I would like to see if he's got wing damage, game. Can I please look? Am I allowed to look? No, I'm not. So we're just going to ignore. Top 3 very close. Chipmunk nearly went into the back of the Mercedes. Smaller just dropping. He's no longer in DRS. Not very active anyway. Also KMK just flirting on the extremities of the DRS. Don't know when it will be enabled and don't know when it will dry up. We presume it will. But at the moment, it looks like Chipmunk might have the best pace out of his top 3. He's glued to that Mercedes. This is an interesting one now. Lap 4 of this race. Actually, Cow does the fastest lap. The 10th quicker than what Chipmunk did. That's interesting. You can see the tracks got very faint water droplets on it. So I would say it is light rain. And it could be a top 3 scrap. So what we'll do, let's go backwards a little bit because it looks like Nico's making a move. Very aggressive move on Jack. He's made it up into the top 10 now as a championship leader. Jack's not giving this up. Things you'd love to see. Going side by side into turn 4. Where's the Red Bull gone? There he is. Wasn't deep, but he's going to hold it, you know. But I think he's just going to struggle with the overlap. Yeah, Nico does get it done. So with the first 4 laps, he's actually halved his grid position. He's put on an overtaking showcase of these first 4 laps. But I think once he gets past Steely, unless there's a safety car, that might be as far as he gets for a while. Oh, Emil's got a good turn of pace. He was on the verge of dropping DRS. Now he's set the fastest lap of the race. 2 Williams running P5, P6. What's Chipmunk gonna do? We have the least favourable battery position of the top 3. I thought we're kind of in an awkward stalemate at the moment when it's not wet enough and it's not getting wetter. We know it's going to dry up this race. But there's no DRS, so there's not going to be any battles at the moment. They're all burning the rears so much. I think that's these track conditions in general. Oh, actually, just you can actually see in the distance there, Small sliding around a lot. It's right on board with this Williams. He's actually gaining. He's using the rear tyres, using the rears, maybe more of the cars in front. The Emil's sliding all over the place. Smaller doing the same in unison. You can see Emil trying to go offline, but there's hardly any water there at all. So the Inters are the wrong tyre, but the problem is with the warm-up on the dries, I think Shermanator is going to be the first one to show this. Going to pit for dries, but it's too early. Because the crossover from wet to dries takes an absolute age. Oh no, he's not. He's got wing damage, so he's actually going to pit for more intermediates. Ah, that's a shame for Jack. First penalty of the race. Oh, wow. Big slide from Cow and Chipmunk. And crucially, drop DRS. That is suboptimal for their race at the moment. See if they can get back into it. See what their dry pace is saying. I think this actually shows how quick Money Game is at the moment, because we know how quick Cow is in these intermediate conditions. Oh, crucially, you just noticed it stopped raining. And Smaller's taken the punt. He's gone for it. And KMK as well. Just those two. Nope. Red Bull double stack. Aiden as well, pits. Don't blame them. So, oh, mediums for KMK. Mediums for Smaller as well. Yeah, mediums, actually, yeah, mediums are correct call, I think, for pitting. So let's, I would like to go on board game. Actually, judging by what KMK did there, shows how little grip there is. But depending on what happens, could be an inspired decision. Let's see what the braking and exit in turn 2 is like. Has Williams got traction on exit? Absolutely not. That is clear proof too early. And those have gone on to hards. That is tough. That's going to be even worse for those guys. Oh, Chipmunk's actually made his way past. And are they going to pit? Chipmunk is. Is Cal going to pit? Yes, they are. And I think, judged by what we've seen, ignore what I was about to say. I'm going to cut myself off. I think they might have timed that quite well. But hards for the Mercedes. What's the Sauber going on to? Set of mediums. Will the hards go to the end? No, absolutely not. So everyone's going to be pitting again. Oh, Chipmunk's in the wall. Potential wing damage there. Smaller 3 seconds. What's the gap between Smaller and... Where's he gone? I don't know. What's the traction looking like out here? Has it improved? That's doable. Yep, I think they've timed this quite well. So Money Game's going to have to give it everything now. Double hard from here would work, says Willow. Money Game's going to box this lap. Chipmunk is currently catching the cars in front, so this was the perfect time to pit for the cars in front. Slow. Money Game's been held up by Tacit on the pit entry. Not ideal. That wouldn't help the Haas driver at all. So maybe this is just what Chipmunk needs. He's actually dropped. Oh, Cal's going to be... Oh, dearie me. Worst pit entry on this game potentially is Austria when the lines converge. Haas on pit exit. Sauber's right there. Obviously, Chipmunk's going to have the tyre temperature. He's going to have DRS. No, he doesn't actually have DRS. But he is right there, though. Potential dive bomb? No, thinks better of it. He's going to use the DRS. Down into turn 3 here. Good traction. Oh, not really, actually. All over the place. But we know how quick he is in a straight line. He said low wings. Dive bomb sticking his nose in. Not quite got the overlap, and that's about as close as you can get. But I think from this point, Chipmunk's going to have to be pressuring. Really putting the pressure on that Haas. To not allow him to get into a rhythm. And I believe that's what he's going to try and do. You know, you can see, Smaller went early. He was ahead of Sox in P5. He's now P15. That just shows how badly wrong pitting that one lap earlier was. Yellow in sector 2. I believe that's for a Mercedes. That's his retired in the pits. Sox makes a move on a meal up to P4. Chipmunk is really struggling on the traction zone. But he's rapid in his front line. Goes for it again. He's got a better overlap this time. What's the traction saying? Not great, but he's still got the overlap. He might have the momentum to swing around the outside. We'll go wheel to wheel still. Be careful, boys. He's done it. We're still side by side. This will help Cal out massively. A small twitch on the rear there from the Sauber. But you know what? Fair dues. He's going to try around the outside here. He's really pushing the Haas. And all that fighting has closed that gap between Cow and Chipmunk by a second. Cow, fastest lap of the race. Not going to have DRS, but you would imagine with this short lap, battle's going to resume quickly. That is, Josh has crashed. And that is a VSC. He's hit the inside wall. Padge has gone off. 10-second penalty for a severe collision. So, I have no idea. Did Padge drop it on the entry? Did he go for it? Did Josh squeeze him? And then pit? I have no idea. It's very rare you see those two crash with anyone. The fact of those who crash together, I've never seen that before with those two. I spun and he hit me. Oh, okay. That is tough. He was 1.5 behind. Okay, so there was nothing he could do. Drive through for Alex. That's unfortunate. In a few laps' time, at the halfway point, we'll go through the penalties. That VSC has really helped out Cow because now he's got DRS. And it's allowed everyone to save up battery again. Good slide from Money Game out the first corner, but it won't help his momentum. We've got a dive bomb. That Al Saub was rapid in a straight line. He's gone for a dive bomb again. I feel like we're going to be seeing a lot of this in this stint of the race. Good traction from the Haas, but he's going to have no DRS again. He's going to cover the inside this time. No, he's not. Chipmunk's going for it. Not a lot of room there, but he's made it stick. A switchback from Money Game. Beautiful racecraft from the Haas. Knew exactly where he wanted to put that Sauber. Beautifully judged. That was lovely. Just goaded Chipmunk to go in that slight bit too deep. I was able to get underneath. I was very committed through turn 9 there. I'm going to enjoy this fight for the podium here. And in that scrap, oh wow, a slew of fastest laps. And we could get, if they keep fighting like this, a 5-car DRS train. Did both Alex and Corgi speed? I don't know. We'll have a quick look at penalties. No one sped. Oh, Chipmunk. Tried a dive bomb. Couldn't quite get the car stopped. A small touch. But it's as you were. Or is it? Up, down the inside. There's Cow. He's made the move. Just about. Sliding on the rear. On entry, just about avoided the Haas. This is great fun. Smaller with the fastest lap. I feel like those fastest laps are going to be flying in. Now a good run here from Socks, and it's a 5-car DRS train. Unfortunately, that has not happened. Or has it? You won't have DRS now, but we have DRS going down into turn 2, and suddenly a good last corner from Socks, and there we have it, 5-car DRS train. Now what's Cal going to do? How's he going to race? Money Game. I don't think ghosting is on. Could be wrong. Pass. Ugh. I think with Chipmunk in P3, it's calmed down a little bit. I believe so, yeah. Or simulation setting, one of the two. Now we've got these two leading this train. Chipmunk's actually struggling. He's got DRS just. He might be under pressure from the Williams behind him. That Williams being Sox. Currently P2 in the championship. As it stands, he might take the lead of the championship. I think it'll be close between him and Nico, who's currently sitting P7. And safety car and good strategy. A top 6, top 5. Still on the cards for Nico. With Money Game's wings, they'll have better tyre wear as well. That's a good point. Better tyre wear on the rear. Maybe Chipmunk's gone too hard too soon on those tyres, but you can see he's now dropped a lot of time with the cars in front. And it should be easy pickings for Sox to move up into the podium places. He might get it done. Yeah, you can see Chipmunk sliding all over the place. Oh, excuse me. Oh, that's happening. It looks like Cal is sticking very close to Money Game. On board with Emil as Sox darts to the inside. I think Chipmunk will have the DRS though, so it might get him back. And he will. He will have DRS. Will he get him back though? We know how quick that Sauber is in a straight line. Fakes a dive bomb but doesn't quite have the commitment. Seems to have calmed down a bit now. Corgi has retired in the pits. That is rather unfortunate. Unlucky, my friend. Interesting, I can hear him going down the pit lane when he's not even there. And I can see Chipmunk's really struggling. He's going to have to pit early. Yeah, you can see those rear tyres. They are not looking very fruity. Cal, meanwhile, got really close to the back of Money Game. But you can see that extra... those extra downforce points... downforce points? The extra collective rear wing on that Haas are just helping him on the exit of the slow corners, where he's just monstering out of them. It seems like everyone is maybe running slightly more aggressive wings or more normal. It's quite common to have quite a big wing gap here. Maybe that's just hurting him a little bit on the slow speed corners. Still, we're about halfway. Actually, once we get halfway through the next lap, we'll be exactly halfway through the season. Because that is how maths works. Anyway, actually, Chipmunk his pace has plummeted. Emil now is going to be making an easy pass on the Sauber. Maybe he just went too hard too soon on those sides. Let's have a look at the lap times. Let's do that. So Chipmunk last few laps have been mid to high 8s. Emil quicker than that. Sox has been consistently in the 7s. Money Game... actually, Sox in the last lap was 0.2 quicker than Money Game in the lead. So we'll see. Yellow sector 3, I believe that's smaller with a whoopsie. I think Chipmunk needs to pit for hards now. How far can hard tyres go? I'm trying to think. Or go at any decent pace. I'm trying to think. Be a stretch at the end from here, do you reckon? Well, we know a one-stop can work here. I think the second that Chipmunk drops DRS, he needs to pit. Cod pit lap 14. Yeah, I think that's true. I think Cod pit lap 14 on Tuesday when he did the one-stop. So, It's doable. No, but think of the track position you get. Nico, meanwhile. Oh, KMK made a mistake in there somewhere. I don't know what happened. I didn't actually realise how close they were together. But Nico's made his way up to P6. And unfortunately for him, I think that's all she wrote. Saying that, wing damage for Nico. So maybe he got into a kerfuffle with KMK somewhere. That will really hamper his pace. Oh, Money Game's gone for it on this lap. I think trying to catch Cal napping. And it might have actually worked. Is he going to get DRS here? No, he doesn't. I think he tried to catch Cal napping there. Oh, they're dropping like flies. I believe that was... Who was it who sped into the pit lane? I think it was Alex. Was it Alex? Or was it Jack? I might have been Jack. Okay, okay. Someone sped. I don't know who it was. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. It was KMK. Yes, I think Money Game caught Cal napping there with DRS. Just went for it. Maybe when he wasn't expecting it. And now, this is just pure pace. Chipmunk is in, and I'm not surprised in the slightest. What tyres did he put onto, though? Is it going to be hard? You would presume so. Because those mediums, he was a sitting duck for the past 5 laps. And yes, it is a set of hard tyres. Steely pits as well. Trying to undercut Nico. Hard runners will respond directly soon as well. Willow reckons... Oh, KMK's retired in the pits. They are... Wow, they are really dropping. This is a race of attrition, it seems. Maybe that speed in the pit lane was just for nailing the coffin. For KMK, unfortunately. It was a decent race for him at that point. And... Cal is in. Trying the undercut. Oh, he might... Oh. He was very brave on the pit entry there. I thought he might have just sped. Now, I'm curious to see when everyone else pits. Is Cal going to be in clear air? Yeah, you can see that medium stint for Chipmunk just hasn't worked because he lost so much time at the end of that stint. Once upon a time he was fighting for the lead. Now he's 3 seconds behind the guy, or 2.5 seconds behind the guy who was net P2. They're in clear air though. Sox is currently about matching what Money Game's doing. What is the Haas driver going to do? Is he going to pit this lap? No. Okay. So he's seen what the other cars doing around. He's like, right, you do that. I'm going to go longer and have fresher tyres at the end. Sox decided, absolutely not. I'm going to pit now. Emil's doing the same as Money Game. Okay. So we've got a splitting strategy here. Oh, okay. Did Nico fix his front wing? No, he did not. There's not a chance that these top two are going to go to the end. Surely not. Or they're going to try something crazy like softs for the last like 5 or 6 laps. That would be stupid. What was Willow, do you know what Cod's tyres were at the end of the race on Tuesday? Just seems like a question you would know. No, okay. What does Money Game do? Are we gonna... He's staying out again. Emil, what's Emil going to do? Staying out. We've got... Okay, we've got a race on our hands here. Oh, wait, no. Emil does pit. Sorry, I thought you stayed out. Okay. So, gap to the leader. 17 seconds. Cal's going to keep chugging. He's going to pull that down. Fastest lap. So, okay, hold on. Money Game last lap. He just did an 8.5. Not Nico. Cal did a 6.2. That shows... That shows how much faster Cal is going right now. That's 1 point something seconds. 1.7 seconds. I've just pulled that number out of my ass. That could be wrong. Anyway. That stops. I want tyres. There we go. Chipmunk is flying as well. It seems that Chipmunk is really good on the hards. Money Game. What does Money Game do? Is he going to try it? Huh. Not a chance. Not a chance he's getting to the end. Oh, Emil with a 3-second time penalty. That is suboptimal for his race time. See, I don't see how this is going to work because Money Game's been undercut now by the 3 cars behind him. And if he keeps going out for longer, he's going to come out P5. Marlborough's pit. Okay. This is not what I was expecting. This is a massive gamble. And this is just... Maybe Money Game trusts in his own pace. And he thinks with some fresh... Because surely he'll box for me. He's in this lap. Okay, so now we're going to have to chase. What's he going to pit onto? Is it going to be mediums or softs? Because if it's softs, I think he's done for. If it's mediums, then we've got a race. We've got a 10-lap sprint to the end. And he's on to mediums. Okay. So now, this is going to be interesting. Where does he come out? He's going to be behind Socks. Is Emil going to get him? I don't think so. No, Emil's going to be just behind him. So, Money Game, 10 laps. He has to gain 5 seconds and 3 places. Sorry, I was talking to my fellow motorsport enthusiasts. Why 7 cars retired? People speeding in the pit lane, people crashing, people having enough. I don't know. But regardless, this is interesting now. But Money Game is still in the box seat to win this, but he's going to have to make some moves. Padge gets out of the way. He's got now DRS of Socks in front. Socks' battery situation is not looking great. He tried to burn everything to get into the DRS of Chipmunk. It hasn't quite worked. And now he's going to leave himself vulnerable to attack. And that 3 seconds will not help his case either. But we know Money Game has high wings. Is it going to matter though? Socks does defend. He's learned. He's learned to defend his position. But is it going to matter though? Absolutely not. That's just traction difference. Oh, Socks does have wing damage. So something's happened. Something's happened. He's got wing damage. So that's Money Game up into P3. And I do think it's an odd strategy. I didn't think it would work. But it is currently. I think he's got this. Depends how much of a fight Chipmunk puts up. And we know this Sauber has low wings. It is a very Josh strategy. You're right, it is. You can see Chipmunk covering the inside. You do not need to defend. We're playing DRS chicken. And you know what? It might have just worked there. But look at the traction that the Haas has got. He might have shot himself in the foot there, as Chipmunk. I don't know if that was smart. Think what he's done. He scored an own goal there. That has not worked in the slightest. And that, if anything, hurt Cal even more. Yeah, let's see what kind of lap time Money Game's able to do now. Because he had DRS just then. You can see in the high-speed corners, he's gained 3 tenths. Fastest lap, I presume, coming up. No, it's not. Actually, no, that was an out lap. My bad. Got 7 laps to go. Chipmunk has had a shocking last lap. It means that Sox has now got him. We're now side by side with these two. Oh, very nearly. Clips the front wing. Wow, Chipmunk's wings are so low. Wheel banging a little bit. We're still wheel banging. We're going to side by side with these two. Wing damage versus older tyres. Sox just about holds on. So let's just quickly look at the penalties. Nico is currently 4.5 seconds behind Steely. But he's only 1.5 seconds behind P6 because of the penalties. Last lap, I believe Money Game gained 4 tenths. Let's have a look. 6 tenths on the last lap. Oh, and Cal needs to be very careful. And have I just missed something? Okay, what? Hold on. Hold on. Oh, maybe that's Visson next. Maybe. Oh, Chipmunk with a 3 seconds. While I was looking at Cal's time penalties, Chipmunk has got one. So now that is a straight up fight for P3. And if those two keep fighting, Emil could steal it from under their nose. Now we can see that Money Game has not quite got DRS yet. Good run through here though, he should get it. I don't think he did. No, he didn't. But he will have DRS going up into turn 2. So this is it. 5 lap scrap with DRS. He's got it now. He's got more battery. He's got fresher tyres. Neither of these two... I believe we're getting a first-time winner regardless of these two. Obviously, Cal with the record of most podiums without a win. I think everyone wants him to get that first win. Regardless, it's going to be well fought from both of them. Money Game going to try. Going to send it all the way around the outside. Oh, interesting. I don't know about that. I think that's about as hard as you can be. Money Game did risk it by going that deep into the corner. But I think he would have made it. Sox and Chipmunk, meanwhile. What are we doing, boys and girls? Oh my god. And Emil is there, so we've got a good scrap. Yeah, all of them are 3 seconds. So, that's going to be an interesting one for the last podium spot. Emil's got all the battery. Not Emil. Money Game's got more battery. I imagine there's going to be a dive from down the inside. Cal covers. He's going to park it on the apex. Beautifully done, but unfortunately, I think it's a hopeless task. Because Money Game with the extra battery, with the DRS, the gap opens up on the inside. Money Game's going to go for it. Or does he? Not quite there. On traction. We're going to go side by side. Money Game should have the grip on those meters to go round the outside. We know he's got high wings. Is he going to do it? We're still side by side. Not the first time we've seen this today. This could be move of the season from Money Game. And you know what? It probably is. Because that was beautiful. It's not over yet. 3 laps after this one. Wait, no. 4. Wait. 33, 34, 4 laps. I can math. I know how racing laps work. And that is a lovely train. We'll keep an eye on this. I think we're at a point where the meetings are not that much quicker, but we know how good Money Game is. I say that, he's almost put the handbrake on in turn 2. And Chipmunk with a very late send into turn 2, kind of almost bumping Socks out of the way. Won't like that. That's going to put Socks under pressure from both of them. We're going to go 3 wide. Give me a good camera angle game. 3 wide. Into turn 4, somehow they all survive. No idea how. Fair play. And also, is that Padge? Yeah, that's Padge. He's got front row seats to this. Fair play. Let's have a look at Money Game's track limits quickly. He's currently on none. Well done, Money Game. So he can afford to take it easy. Cal, in the meantime, can't really. He's got 2 warnings. Very easy to pick up track limits here. I imagine on the last lap, this is going to be very, very interesting. Yeah, it's just the traction out of turn 2 that's really helping Money Game. This fight's still going on. This time Sock's gone down the inside. Who's got DRS? Socks does. Chipmunk's now going to be under pressure from Emil. Is it finally going to be an Aston Martin not in P5? A late send for Chipmunk. We're going to go side by side again. This is a great scrap. Oh, Emil punching the battery to try and get down the inside of Socks. Trying to catch him by surprise. That's put the Williams offline there. Nothing doing though. Meanwhile, Cal's still staying within the DRS, but I feel like he's have to burn more battery to keep up with that Haas. 2 laps to go. I don't see a way for Cal to do this. Unless there's a big mistake. That Shermanator might be a gift sent, an early Christmas present for Money Game. If he can get within that DRS. Let's watch the traction again from the Williams, from the Mercedes. A bit better this time, but it's still not great. Meanwhile, Sendage turning in much is getting very elbows out between these. Oh! Emil's not in it anymore. No, Padge didn't do that. Yeah, these lobby settings aren't right, because Backmaster should be ghosted. Ah, okay. Anyway, we're on to the final lap, and it looks like Money Game will celebrate Christmas early because no blue flags, but he's going to get DRS. Is he going to get it? He does. And you know, that is a gift. That is a gift for the Haas driver. Cal is going to be cursing in that Mercedes cockpit. Oh, he's got very close there, though. Good traction here. No, not quite. Not quite. And you know what? That DRS for Money Game, off the back mark of Shermanator, that might have just saved him. Regardless, given the gap that these two have put on the cars behind, it's been a great drive from both of them. But unfortunately, it looks as though that most podiums without a win stat is going to continue for Cal. Takes nothing away from him. But it's going to be a first time win for Money Game. It's around second to last corner. An almost perfect drive with an unconventional strategy that I didn't think would work. Round the final corner, and he wins in Austria. Cal, yeah, unfortunate at the end there to miss out on the win. It looks like Chipmunk, at the moment, will hold on to it. It's a drag race to the line, though. And Socks just misses out by less than a tenth. Now, with the way those two were racing, I would not be surprised if there's at least one report between both of them going out there. Emil P5, after getting maybe bumped by Padge. Incorrect lobby settings, maybe? Did Chip take out I don't know. Not quite sure. Steely P6. Nico recovers to P7. And with that wing damage, that's probably the best he could have hoped for. That is Richie P8, Jack P9. Marlborough rounds out the top 10. And that is Alex, last one to finish. And that is that. Interesting. Interesting race, that one. Just looking at the Discord, it looks like Padge did actually hit Emil. So, that's not right. Oh dear. Yeah, well done, Money Game. Well deserved win. I will say that backmark if you do us for the last lap really did help. Oh wow, that shows the pace of the top three. Look at that. Less than 300s between them. Yeah, Corgi's never hosting again. Because he's got the lobby settings wrong. So, there we go. That is the halfway point of the season. Money Game wins. Cal second. Still chasing that elusive first win. It is coming, though. Chipmunk P3, Socks P4, Emil P5. Hold on. While I run through this, let me monkey brain, try and smash some brain cells together and figure out a championship. Hold on. What's the gap between me and Nico? So P4, 25-20, you score 15 points. So you are on 121. P7, you score, I have no idea. 25, 20, 18, 15, 12, 10, 8. So then he's on 122. Ha! Okay. If my maths are correct, which they are probably wrong. Oh, Willow says 2 points. Nico 123. I was going to say 1 point, so my maths is wrong. That's fine. So yeah, Nico's leading by 2 points apparently. Just Socks. 123 to 121. And Cal's on 119. Wow, okay. Josh is unfortunately quite a way back. He's 23 points off the lead now, is Josh. Obviously not scoring. So he's still in it. But he's dropped to P4. I think it might be 1 point, Willow, because you get 8 points for P7. And the gap between them is currently 8 points. No, nothing changed from Vegas now. $25, 18. No. Should be 2. Ah, okay. So yeah, that is the if Josh goes a race win behind the yeah. You know, I'm fine with that. Just see what happens. Yeah. Josh's line is like BOP. That's what it is. So yeah, halfway through the season, currently the top three as it stands separated by, scrolling up in chat, by 4 points. So that's the closest a championship has been for quite a while, which is all good fun. Next up is Abu Dhabi. As I said at the beginning of the stream, gave us 3 really good races last season. Hopefully it'll be good again. No idea who'll be joining me on stream next week, so that's an interesting one. So there's nothing more to say than it was a good race. Have a beautiful evening, and I, along with someone else, will be seeing you next week. So have a lovely evening, everyone.